So welcome everyone to a vision board workshop. This is a digital version. You might be familiar with vision boards, you might not, but we're going to lay some groundwork, explain the concept of them, what is great about them, how to use them, and then help you create one that's perfect for you and how to figure out exactly what to put on it in the first place. So I wanted to start by telling you who I am. I'm Shannon Edgett. I call myself a mindset maven. Mindset is kind of my masterpiece. I have a really great understanding of how people get stuck in life and the beliefs that stop them from having success and achievement in their lives. So I can sit down with someone and help them really pinpoint their blocks and figure out how they can achieve everything they want of their dreams. I've been doing my work for full-time for about 5 years and essentially most of my life. And I look forward to sharing this with all of you today. So vision boards are a remarkable tool. My first vision board I made years ago, and within a year, I had just about everything that I had put on that vision board. It, it gives you so many abilities to sit down with yourself, focus yourself, create clarity. And essentially a vision board is simply a visual representation of your dreams, your desires, and your goals. So it gives you a holding space that you can put all those things, a container, so that you can work within those ideas. It helps you when you're going through a vision board workshop, it helps you discover if you're not sure what those goals could be, because it gives you the ability to sit, investigate, and work within yourself. You have the ability to create and focus on those goals and get that emotional attachment to them. And it allows you to sit there, visualize, and affirm that these things can be in your life. The reason why vision boards can be so beneficial is it gets you really clear about the things that you actually want. We like to say, oh, I want more money in my account, or it'd be nice if I could take that vacation. But is that something you actually want, or are you just keeping up with the Joneses? When you sit down and make your own vision board, you get crystal clear because it's just for you. No one else is going to be seeing this thing unless you want to share it with them. So this allows you to define and get clear about what's important to you. It allows you to have a visual reminder of the things that fire you up. You can look at this thing every single day and get excited. And that excitement is going to help you when you're going through a tough time, because you can go back and look at that thing and be like, this is the thing I'm focusing on, the pathway I'm walking forward to. And I know it's possible because I've laid it out for myself. And making vision boards are fun. I've enjoyed them every time. Usually we're laughing and sharing notes and sharing ideas with the stuff that we're creating. So I want you to enjoy yourselves, have fun, let loose, and ask questions if you have them. Now, before we get into the meat of everything, I wanted to explain there's a few different types of vision boards that you can make. There's digital, which we're doing today, and physical ones, which most people do with cutting out magazines and pasting them on a big Bristol board paper. Those can be very beneficial because you're taking extra time to search, to really think, to put stuff together. But the digitals are great too, because you do take that same level of approach. You're putting things in, and it's easier to find the perfect image for yourself when you're looking in the world online. You have the ability to include words if that's something that resonates with you, not just pictures. And then there's the focused type of digital vision board versus a general one. So I created the concept of Plan Your 2022. You can go and look at the whole year and the things that you want to encompass within that year, or you can focus in on a specific aspect. I've got a lot of people who've done ones for creating the perfect relationship for themselves. So you can look at a slice of life if you want and focus on building just in that area. So the that we have to think about when we're building our vision board start with, what is it that you want to include? What are the pieces that you want to have as your framework within your board? You can, if you have a piece of paper, write down some notes as I'm talking if they pop up for you. So identify the areas of life that are important to you. If you've never heard of the Wheel of Life exercise, you can always consider that framework. I'm going to share my screen for a moment because I have one of those open on my platform, and I just have to find the right tab. And this is where I've got the Zoom app kind of shrinking down and blocking my view. So this one right here. So this is a template that you have access to in Canva. I've put the link for them in the group and I can share it here in the chat later. But the Wheel of Life breaks down these different aspects of your life, your health, your family, your relationships, your friends, your spirituality, your career, personal growth, and financial. There's a lot of different templates like this, various versions that may put more emphasis on the finances or the spirituality, but you have to sit down and go, what are the aspects of my life that are important for me? And you can create things that you want to represent those aspects. This, you can find a picture that hones in. So if spirituality is important and you're Christian, maybe you'll find a cross. Or if you're Buddhist, you know, maybe you'll find a nice meditative pose. Whatever that is for you, you can start thinking about what images will be appropriate for you here. The next piece I wanted to bring up are look at your needs, your wants, and your desires. So we all have the need to eat and to sleep and to be safe. So identify the needs for you that you feel you need to improve and make sure are taken care of for you. The wants, what are things that you would really like to experience, to have? And the desires, what's coming up ahead that you would like to pull into your reality? Another aspect to think about is when you look at the year that has passed, what are things that you did not achieve that you want to next year? Perhaps have an image for that, perhaps find something to represent an accomplishment, finishing that thing that you may not have accomplished this year. And another aspect is to think about, what are your future dreams and goals? Don't think too far ahead, because in 20 years, a lot can change. But if you know in 5 years, even 20 years, that you want to be a philanthropist, donating to all sorts of organizations, perhaps have an image representing that. If this is really important to you, include this as you're building. Another thing that you can consider including in your vision board are affirmations, statements that lift you up, that resonate with you. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. It's something tailored specifically to you. And if you need help building an affirmation, I can certainly give you some assistance with that. I've got a lot of experience there. The last point is the important one. Whatever it is that you include in your vision board needs to feel like it's possible. When you look at your vision board and you see the images there, you need to feel that that's within your reach. If you look at your board and you go, oh, that's such a nice idea, but I'll never get that, that's going to counter any energy, any visualization, any manifesting that you could put into achieving those things. So if you have an image you really want, but you don't think is possible, what are the tools and steps you need to achieve that for yourself? Is there an in-between that will help bridge that gap for you? Create whatever that step is accompanied with that picture, because this is something you want to use to create your reality, not negate it. You want things to be possible, and they are possible for you. Ensure you have that bridging point. Do I have any questions yet? Are we all feeling good and happy? Awesome. Welcome, Erica. I see you're here now. So the next point is, how do we go about building this? The first step that I'm going to give you is in gathering. There's so many possible images that you can accumulate for yourself, but I am going to show you a website that I really like to gather my images. And I don't know if I hit the right button. I think I just closed that. Share this. There we go. So this website is Pexels. It is a free stock photo website. And you don't necessarily have to use this one, but I like it because the images are visually striking. And I'm going to demonstrate. You can see all my history of stuff that I've been searching for. One of the things I want to have in my year ahead is, I haven't, I should have written this down because now I'm freezing and thinking about what do I want to have in my year ahead. We'll say I want to have money because I want to be financially abundant. So I type in the word money, and in that screen, all of these images are going to pop up representing money. And I can scroll through and see if there's any that I really like. And you can see I've hearted this one because I've used it in the past. So as I'm scrolling through, I can decide, okay, I want to grab this, click on it, and I'm going to download it. Now, there's a few different ways for those of you who might be a little more technologically challenged that you can go about downloading. I don't know if you can see this, we'll see. I right click and I go to save image as. This will save it onto my computer where I can grab it. I'm looking at you, Taunt Rachel.
Oh, does it cost money? Does it cost money to?
No, this is free.
Oh, and why would I be concerned about? Well,
I'm just making sure you know how to save it.
Oh yeah, no, I can do that. I do that all the time.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So when you're going through, you're finding your images. You can say any theme, any topic, it'll pop up for you. So relationship, we have happy hands, you know, people cuddling, stuff like this. And this is a way that you can search for images. Now, you don't just have to use a stock photo website. Google is phenomenal as well. So if I type in happy couple in Google and I go to the image search bar, I get all sorts of possible pictures as well. So your first step in creating a vision board is to look for your images. Well, after you create your categories. Any questions regarding that? Nope, straightforward. We're all good? Mm-hmm. Fabulous. So I'm going to stop that share for a moment and go back to my notes.
I have a question, Shannon.
Not a problem. Hello, Sam.
Hi. Is the Google stuff all free?
Yes.
Or is it, what about copyright?
So if you are planning on using this stuff in a paid format, if you're going to share it in streams and stuff like that, then you have to worry about copyrights. But if this is for your own personal use, then you're going to be fine.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
But okay. This is why I make suggestions to websites like Pexels or Pixabay or Burst. These are all free stock image websites that you can use. So Google is easy and has the whole internet essentially for photos, but you can go to Unsplash and all sorts of sources and get free stock photos. They're there without the need for license.
Wow. Okay.
Good.
Yep, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. The next step, say you've done everything you need to do and you've gathered all of your images, is to create your framework. What kind of template do you want to have for yourself? In the group, in the Facebook event, I created a few templates that people can use. Go back to my screen share. And if I go back to Canva, you can see a few of my other projects, but I've got this one. I've got this one, and I've got this one available, as well as one that you can use on your phone so that you can look at it every day. So if we open this one, you can see we have a framework. We have all these photos that you can drop in. Now, this is Canva. This is the program that I recommended everybody have. It's not necessary if you don't have it. There's other apps and sites that you can use. But Canva is free and it's fairly simple. These templates are already pre-built so that the only thing you have to do is drag in a photo. For anyone who hasn't used Canva before, what you can do over here on the side is go to elements, type in an idea. So I seem to have relationship stuff on the brain because I'm thinking kiss. And you can grab any of these images. So click on the image and you can drag it. And now it's in my board.
Can I ask the question real quick on Canva?
By all means.
So when I have on Canva, my Canva looks nothing like this to begin with. It's just
Okay.
like a blank screen. It just says Canva on it with all the different features. Do I type in vision boards or?
So how about I take a moment and share the links in the chat here within Zoom.
Fantastic.
Just give me a moment to do that and grab those. And thanks for everyone's patience. So this is for the heart-shaped vision board template that I've created. The next one I'm grabbing is for the large poster shape. This one has the most images that you can put in if you have a lot of stuff that you want to include on your list. Next that I'm grabbing is the phone board. So this is one that you can use as the background for your phone, which is nice if you want the constant reminder of your vision board and your dreams. Every time you open your phone, you can look at it. And my last one is my Wheel of Life vision board. So the one that has the themes about the different aspects of life. And that's this one here. So if you look in the chat, I posted 3 or 4 different links and they will take you to a free template that you can use. You just click on the link. It'll say, this person has shared this template with you. Do you want to use it? And you click the button underneath. Canva will take you directly to it. Does anyone have any questions regarding that?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is the chat available after this is over? Is there a way to access that?
I put all the links in the event, so you can see it there. Sometimes the chat will save and sometimes it doesn't. I'm
So
not sure.
can I interrupt, darling?
Please do.
So if you see there's 3 dots on the right-hand side toward the bottom where it says to everyone, you'll see the 3 dots. And if you click on that, left click on this, and says save chat. And you can save the chat and it will go into your documents.
Do you go
On
into
your own computer.
do you go into chat to do that?
Yes, you must open the chat.
Got it. Okay.
Okay, and then toward the bottom of it where it says type message here, you'll see 3 dots on the right-hand side. There's a happy face.
Yeah.
Right next to the 3. Click, left click on the 3 dots, assuming you have a Windows machine, and it says save chat.
And hit that.
Yes,
Right.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank
And
you.
it will say,
Excellent.
and then once you save it, you can say, you'll see it says it was saved, and you can see it in the folder.
Okay,
That
Wonderful.
way you know exactly where it is.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Jerry. I appreciate that. Teamwork makes the dream work, guys. Does anyone else have questions before I move on?
I just
So-
want to know, sorry,
It doesn't matter, but go ahead.
Jerry, how do I get out of that chat thing?
On the upper right-hand corner is a little X. If you
No,
left click on the X way at the top,
Or you can minimize it.
or you can minimize it.
hey, how do I do that?
On the bottom of your screen, there will be a list of buttons. If you move your mouse down there, one of those buttons is chat. Click on that.
I'm not seeing it actually.
No.
Oh, at the top of my screen, yes. On my-
Okay, so
My three little dots.
No, Rachel, the bottom,
Oh, the bottom, yes.
On a,
just along your bottom horizontal, okay? Just put your mouse along that.
Yeah.
And the screen, the line will pop up and you'll find chat there.
Okay,
And just click on,
just click on it. Oh, okay, it's gone. Thank you.
Welcome.
excellent. Isabel, did you have a question?
Yeah, so I'm just like signing up. So like I sign up and then where do I go from there? Like I think you sent links so I could use that, but like I'm just after I sign up, what's the next step where I can start like?
You signed up. You can come
Yeah.
back and look at any of these links or go to the Facebook group and look at any of those links. Click on that and it will take you back to Canva and ask you if you want to use that template.
Okay, but like if I wanted to choose just like for whatever reason I didn't want one of those templates, like how do I find one just there?
That's a
Do I
good
just
question.
Google template or?
Can I project there and help her with that? Because that's what happened. I went in there and I clicked on her link. I actually clicked on her vision board with the Life family. Hold on, I'm gonna go back to it right as I'm talking.
The
to
Wheel of Life one.
The Wheel of Life, right. And as soon as I clicked onto that and opened up her link, on the left-hand side, all of the navigational tools popped up. And it opened up some windows that gave me some other options that I could use if I didn't want to use her Wheel of Life one.
Okay,
They all appeared for you on the left-hand side. And you can just scroll through, use the directional arrows to scroll through and find that, or hit the ellipses, which will give you more. Ellipses, the 3 dots that everybody talks about. They're called ellipses, I'm sorry. Click on those and it'll tell you there's more that you can use in there as well.
okay, so it gives other options. Cool. Okay,
Yes, it does give
Just-
you other options.
nice. Okay, good to know. Thanks.
Thank you, Cheryl. For anyone else, if you're curious, again, we're here in Canva. This little button over here is called templates. You can click on that and it gives the recently used because this is a type of collage, but you can type in, if I can spell that properly, collage, and hit enter. And it's going to give you a whole bunch of templates. Now, you'll note anything with a crown that says pro, you have to pay to print it out. But lots of these are free. So there's a lot of options that you don't have to pay for if you don't want to use the ones that I've given you to use. How are you doing?
Oh, good.
Good. Any other questions before I move along?
So real quick, because you were telling us that you went into your Pixel site, I believe it was called.
Pexels for the pictures. Yes, P-E-X-E-L-S.
Those pictures, I went in as I was doing it, started looking up some stuff and started hearting them and saving them. You said, do I have to save them sort of like a download?
I recommend saving them as a download. Now, Canva and Pexels have an agreement where you can import pictures directly in Canva from there. But it's not so easy to find those pictures when you're actually in Canva. So I recommend saving the pictures you want to use to a folder on your desktop. And then you have the ability to upload them in Canva.
Gotcha.
And I can demonstrate that if you need that.
I see it. It says create your collection, so I can create my correct collection there. Got it. Thank you.
Great. We still feeling good?
Feeling great.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, so now we are going to take time to think about what is it that you want to include on your board. Take this time to brainstorm. You can write it out on a quick thumbnail, but just give yourself like a few minutes, 3 to 5 minutes to think about what do you want to have on your board? What aspects do you want to represent yourself? The reason why we're brainstorming this first is because when you start looking for pictures, it's really easy to go down a rabbit hole of pretty colors and ideas and concepts. And you could be like, oh, that's nice. Ooh, that's nice too. But if you have a focal point of all the aspects you want representation for, you won't get too distracted. You'll be able to be like, this is a good picture. I'm satisfied with this. I'm going to move on to my next piece. So I'm going to put on a timer for a few minutes, and I want you to brainstorm. Now, if anyone needs help thinking of topics and themes, you're welcome to reach out to me. All right. Yes.
I just like, so I'm signed up on Canva, and then it says start your first design. Do I just like close that, or do I just press aside and it's going to go to the main page, or I don't know.
Start your first design. It'll probably just close to your main page, and you can whichever you want first.
I don't know. 1 second. Okay, it says try Canva Pro for free, but then it say maybe later, obviously, because there else it costs. But then, what, poster, logo, Instagram post presentation, or do I just like, I don't think I can just kind of go just to the page.
If you want to use your own template, just pick a shape.
Okay, so I would need to use your link to then be able to go at the main page after. Oh, that's what I'm trying to. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Excellent. So if you're trying to brainstorm ideas about what you would like to include in your year, I will start with the concept of the Wheel of Life. This was an exercise that I believe Tony Robbins made popular. I don't think he was the first one to do it, but he was the one that really put fire underneath it. And you basically sit down and assess the aspects of your life that you're satisfied with, that you feel happy with, that you're dissatisfied with. And that was one of the templates that I offered. So think about your health. How are you feeling about your health? Is health something that you want to improve upon? Are there aspects of your health, the physical, the mental, the emotional, and the spiritual health that you have, that you want to further, that you want to develop? Are there specific people that you look up to in your health aspects that you want to spend more time with? Think about each piece of that physical part of your body. Are you satisfied with that? Is that an area you want to improve on? The next piece that you perhaps want to consider for your year ahead is your family. How are you feeling about your connections with your family? What kinds of relationships do you have with them? Do you want more intimacy? Do you want more laughter? Do you want more time? Do you want different types of time? Are there things that you want to represent a family aspect that aren't currently happening? The next piece being relationship. Now, a lot of people think of relationship as a partnership between two people. But relationship can also represent your friendships. It can represent your working dynamics. How are your connections? What kinds of relationships are you creating? Do you want improvements there? Is this helping you with the brainstorms?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
Most definitely, it's helping.
Excellent. Okay, so I'll keep going then. Another component to think about is your own personal growth and development. Do you feel satisfied with your level of confidence? Are you content with the way you go about your day-to-day? Do you have anger levels that you would like to manage? Or are there boundary issues that you want to address? How would you look at your personal life? Are there areas of improvement within yourself that you would like to see for yourself? Would you like to see yourself behaving in a different way in the future for your own best interest? This one is usually one of the first that goes on the list. How are your finances? What kind of relationship do you have with money? What kind of stuff do you want in the life around you? Do you want a new car? Do you want to buy a house? A lot of people focus just on the physical things, which is, I think, one of the reasons it's not the first thing I bring up. But what are the physical aspects? What kind of financial aspects? And it's not just about the stuff, it's the sense of security. Do you want the kind of bank account where you don't even have to think about budgets? You know, what is that representation for you? What kind of shifts do you want in that aspect when you're looking forward? The next piece is your career. When you are going about your work, do you feel satisfied in the work that you're doing? Do you enjoy the quality of the work that you're putting out? Do you feel engaged? What about the workspace you're in? The relationship you have with your employees or your boss or any of the other entrepreneurs that you deal with? Are you happy with the business that you're creating? Look at all the different ways that your output of work is happening in your life.
Now,
And go ahead.
I was going to say, how can I connect that concept of career when I'm retired?
So work doesn't necessarily end when we retire.
Yeah.
How are you spending your day? What are your passions?
You really want to know?
But this is for you to think about. Is there something that you want to spend more time doing? Is there a place that you want to pour yourself in? Is philanthropy important to you? I know that you like to volunteer at the monastery. Is that something that you want to spend more time in and devotion to? Is there aspects in your day-to-day life that you want to focus yourself with? So even though you have retirement there, what are the things that are getting you excited in the morning to say, I'm so excited that I get to do this today? It doesn't have to be work in the traditional sense. The work I do doesn't feel like work because I love it. So look at what are you doing with yourself and your time, and how do you want to improve that? That's a whole other thing. Love, you know, love of yourself, love of the world, the community. What kinds of aspects do you want that to show up for yourself? And then the last one I was going to bring up was spirituality. Again, that looks so different for everybody, but how do you want to improve or work with your own spiritual self in the year ahead? What facets and connections do you have with that spiritual being? If that's important to you, it might not be, but if it is, then that's an area that you need to include and examine in how you want it represented. How's the brainstorming coming, guys?
And of course, after all this is over, the recording, will that be available for us as well?
Yes, I'm going to post the recording in the Facebook event, and you can access it. I'm pretty sure it's not going anywhere. I will also have it saved for myself. So if you want access to it, I can send that to you.
You've made a lot of good points, and I was trying to jot down as much as I could, but I know I missed some, so yeah.
Not a problem. I'm going to give you guys another minute to brainstorm.
Just how much detail, Shannon, are we supposed to put? It's like,
If you want a vision board of 4 things, it can be 4 things. But I want you to think about, what are the things that you want coming up for you? What are the things that you're excited about, or you're passionate about, or that you're not excited about that you want to have excitement about? You know, it's about creating your future, about giving focus where perhaps you haven't had it. And when we start putting focus on things, it allows us to make a plan, to map out steps, and to start attracting that kind of stuff to help propel us forward. All right, start wrapping up your notes because I'm going to start talking some more. Now we have a visitor. I have a little kitty cat down here. He's purring quite a lot. So once you have your concepts, this is where you start doing your image searches. Now you may have some pictures saved ahead of time, and that's great. But if you do, I want you to sit and go and ask yourself if these still resonate with you, if these images still speak to the things that you want for yourself. I have a picture of my kids that I include, and that picture still resonates for me. And I'm going to screen share again. So here you are welcome to start searching for your images. I'm here to help you as you're working on those pieces. If you are a little technologically challenged, I can try to walk you through. And if you're still looking for how to find the perfect image, I used to be a journalist and I know how to research and find tricky subjects or rephrase things so that they're searchable. So I can definitely help you out here. This guy's a purr factory right now. I don't know if you can hear him purring. He's got his head right next to the microphone.
No, can't hear him.
He's rubbing his head.
Oh,
So one of the things that I forgot to discuss is words. And sometimes you'll want just a statement. On the templates, I believe I wrote creating my dream or achieving my dreams. Yeah, achieving my dreams. And sometimes having a phrase or a statement can create a lot of power. Like here, I have success, go get it. So when you start thinking about like a word or a feeling that you want to include, sometimes that can create a lot of propulsion in your vision board. I'm going to put this guy back down because he's distracting me. And sometimes if you're not certain what exactly it is that you want, so I'm an entrepreneur and I want business success and I want emotional success for my health and I want all sorts of things for my future. But if you're not certain about the specifics of what you want, perhaps think about the emotions or the experiences or the feelings that you would like to encounter. So you could try something like happiness. Again, I can't spell very well today, but you can grab an image that resonates for you around the concept of happiness. Find something where these people look genuinely happy, that you're like, yes, I feel that, I'm connected to that, and include that. As long as you know that it represents happiness to you, every time you look at that image, it's going to speak for you.
you know, one thing I was thinking is that when I'm looking at people, pictures of total strangers, it's not really resonating with me.
Mm-hmm.
What if I actually posted pictures, like in terms of family and stuff, of good moments with my family? You know what I mean?
I definitely recommend including things that are personal for you.
Yeah.
You can always go to Facebook and save
Oh,
some of the
yeah.
pictures there.
Exactly.
I include pictures of my own children.
I'm gonna do
You
that.
know, I include things that are important to me. I have an old board that I made. See if I can bring that up. Most of my designs here are very professional. So this is a vision board that I made a couple of years ago to represent my business brand at that time.
Mhm.
And for me, you know, I wanted it to be connected and I wanted it to be feminine and nature based. But I also included a whole bunch of these images, which were representative of a tarot deck that I really like.
Mhm.
And for me, I know the specific meaning behind each of those images. They're personal and connected for me. But someone else might just be like, oh, those are nice colors and happy images. They have way more depth because I'm connected to that specific image. So if you have something that resonates for you, like a place or a hiking path picture or a person, I really recommend using those things. No, that's not what I wanted. Now I'm going to take a minute in Canva to show you how to upload a picture that you have saved to your computer. So we have our templates and we have all these buttons here on the side. There's a button called Uploads. And when you click on this button, this icon right here, Upload Media, allows you to go into wherever you've saved your pictures
Mhm.
and click on an image. When you click on that, it will upload here in the section. As you can see, I've got pictures of myself that I've uploaded for various things. But once you have it, you can grab it and you can bring it over. And that's how you use images you have found and saved on your computer and put them here in Canva.
Shannon,
Yes.
I'm starting to see this could be very like there's endless opportunities here. Like since I said like one of my goals is to buy a new home, I could actually have a vision board of what I plan my home to look like, or you know what I'm working towards, you know, the bedroom outfit that I really like or something like that. So I can have individual vision boards for individual things. I don't have to have just one centralized board, correct?
That's correct. Yes. There's actually several stories of famous people who've done vision boards and they've included a picture of a specific home
Mhm.
on their board and ended up in that exact home.
Wow.
It's like not one that they made up or not one they remodeled, but that actual home in the magazine they cut it out of.
Wow.
So the power behind this stuff, the way that it can take hold in your subconscious, and then you create the work to take the steps to create that in your life, it's there. What we're doing today is we're planting seeds. We're building us a framework, and we're showing ourselves how to get there, even though we might not necessarily understand what those steps are going to be in this moment. We're saying this is what we want to be possible, and we're putting it out there for ourselves. So while you're gathering any images or anything like that, I'm going to discuss how you use your vision board. So once you feel you've gotten everything together and you've thrown it into your template, what next? What do you do with it? I recommend printing a physical copy, having it close to your workspace or a spot that you see every day. You could put it where you open your cupboard door to get your coffee every morning, or say you have a desk, perhaps put it right behind your monitor so you can see it in your peripheral vision. You could potentially save it as your desktop background or the screen background on your phone, so that every time you go and minimize, you're flashed with that vision board. The more you're exposed to it, whether you're snapping attention to it or not, the more your mind says, these are my dreams and my desires, and I'm working towards this. The other thing that I recommend you do with it is take 5 minutes every day and sit with it. Look at your vision board and visualize yourself connecting with each of those items, with each of the pictures and what it represents to you. You could even close your eyes and feel yourself in the presence of that experience. And when we visualize, we are basically rehearsing what that experience is like. And the more we practice something, the better we get at it. So if you visualize that you're having an intimate, wonderful relationship with somebody, chances are when you actually have it, it's going to be familiar, it's going to be comfortable, and you're going to be better at it than if you hadn't done any of that visualization work. Or if you visualize living in a wonderful home that's perfect for you with every room the way you want it to be, you're more likely to go directly to that home than to settle and be like, well, this is good enough for now. When you put yourself into those moments, you're rehearsing it, you're practicing it, and you're becoming familiar with it. So if you give yourself 5 minutes every day, you're leveling up your worth, your worthiness, your familiarity, and you're stepping that much closer to getting to your dream, to saying, this is what I'm worth and this is what I want. Are there any questions about that? You all seem pretty content. All right. That is most of what I had put together for the presentation aspect. The last half hour I wanted to use to hold space for you, to help you research or put your vision board together. If you don't feel like you need any more of my support, you're welcome to stick around and play. Use this as accountability, or that ends the focused part of this time.
Well, unfortunately, I have to jump off because I have to go to Bible study tonight. But I do, I'm looking forward to being part of the group and touching base with you if I need anything. Thank you for giving this class. Everything that you said was great food for thought. And it's really, really, really exciting for me because I can't wait to do my 2022 vision board. I really just can't. So I'm going to start on it digitally. And you're right. I'm going to put it in front of my face every day and kind of manifest those dreams into action here. So thank you so much for this class and everything that you've showed us tonight.
I welcome you to share it with us when you're done too.
I will definitely do that. If it's overly artsy, sorry. That's just the crafter in me.
That means it's you.
Yeah, I'll share it with all of you all. Thank you for everybody and your participation, your feedback, because it was great. Food for thought, like I said. And enjoy the rest of class, everybody.
Bye, Cheryl.
Bye-bye.
I'm going to take a flip side to that because I'm by nature an auditive person. So to actually have a visualized vision board is very new to me. So it might have a few pictures and a lot more words. So I actually, took my Canva template that you sent around, and I started typing things in sort of in bullet form as to what my quote unquote visions are, because I'm not actually seeing pictures of them, but I'm more of an auditive person, I guess, that way. And you have different learning styles and whatnot, and that's just me, is to actually describe things in words and draw my own picture. I guess that's what led me to writing a fantasy novel. But I'm not. I mean, if you saw any of my paintings, you'd realize that my spoken word is definitely better than my strokes with a brush.
Well, and that's the thing, like this is your board. It's tailored to what's familiar with you. And perhaps you can have one big word to summarize and then have your little points underneath and maybe a color that you feel is connected to that. It's whatever, if you can look at it and be like, yes, I know what this is, that means that you're doing it right for you.
Yeah. Well, it's very valuable instruction tonight, and I'm really glad that you did this for us all.
I'm glad. Thank you, Don.
Don, I will share that I am also a very word-y person. And my brainstorming is a whole bunch of bullet points with words after what each of the like categories could be. And I was like, if I have this many picture spots, then I can have this many pictures per each spot that represent the thing, because that's how my brain works. And what I ended up doing to put that into picture form is I'm taking the words that I put after my categories into pexels and seeing like, I don't know what could come up. I will see what it comes up to. The other thing that I just realized I could do is I went to my Pinterest board because so I don't know if anybody else has Pinterest, but I realized that I kind of vision board into there naturally, just like throughout the day. And I was like, how about I take some of the things there that I already know and love and move them into this board that I want to look at regularly. So
I actually hadn't meant to bring up Pinterest as a place for storage, for brainstorming, for ideas. So I did have it open in one of my tabs. So I'm going to screen share that again and show you, for anyone who's not familiar with Pinterest, just over here. So I already looked, vision board ideas. I typed that in. Pinterest is a place where people who are crafty or creative often love to showcase in a visual way their stuff. So I typed vision board ideas so you can see like some of the stuff other people have done, things that they have created. Most of it's printed stuff that they have thrown together here. But you can see all the possibilities, all the templates that people have used. On the same train of thinking that Erica has mentioned, you can go in here, and if I typed in success, for example, you get words, you get lists, you get images, you get videos. Well, a lot of this is more words, but here you can see that this is one where it's, there's a guy with a ball. Don't work hard, work intelligent. You can find stuff that represents in Pinterest, and again, it's loaded with concepts, ideas, things that you may not have thought about. It's a place that's very easy to go down a rabbit hole and get distracted. So if you know that that's your type, I'm giving you that little forewarning, but Pinterest is an effective tool. Now, you can use it to create your own boards, your own branding. I don't use it frequently. So if I go in, I'm trying to remember where. So this is my place. And as you can see, I've got tattoos, branding, closets, affirmations, all sorts of stuff that I've got going in. So if I go into branding, I could use this as a sort of vision board. I've got textures, fonts, color palettes, there's all sorts of imagery that can be really grabbing, really eye-catching for you. So if I go into texture, here's all sorts of stuff that has color and vibrancy. And I look at this, when I saved these images, I had something in the back of my head. I was like, I want certain kinds of textures, certain stones and representations, things that are nature-based, all sorts of meaning. So Pinterest can be very useful for those kinds of things. Erica, do you have any other thoughts that Pinterest is good for?
Sorry, I muted my own mic. Not really. I think you covered it. I remembered that because I have been using it, I wanted to look for something with books because I like to read and I wanted to have that represented. And I was trying to find like a specific thing, and I thought, I've saved this in my Pinterest before, a picture of this thing. So why not go there? Or if I have things saved for my personal style that I want, that I'm like, oh, this is how I would love to dress if I had my perfect life. And so why not go there and look at that? That's already been curated and pull that out. So that's kind of where I'm pulling from, is that I already have some stuff instead of falling down that rabbit hole, because it's a good hole. But finding the things that I've already pulled together and looking through that and saying like, oh yeah, this is what I want it to be.
So thank you. I appreciate the reminder of Pinterest. Does anyone else have questions? Does anyone want some support with their boards?
I think I'm going to work on mine after, because I don't want to lose you guys. I'm afraid I might. So,
Not a problem.
yeah. Are we going to meet again? Or is this a one and only?
This was meant to be a one and only. I was going to see how successful it went, how much people liked it, and potentially offer it again, because we still have 5 weeks before the end of the year, maybe 6.
Yeah.
And I thought perhaps more people would like to participate in something like this.
Yeah.
But at this current time, a second date has not been set.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Well, I'm going to do this for homework, if you will, and yeah, maybe I could share with you offline once I've actually got it built and we can review it. But I think now would be a good time for me to beg off. But it was really great to chat with everybody and to get this presentation done. And unfortunately, he's left already because he had to do something at 6 o'clock Pacific time. But yeah, great insights there from
Jerry.
yeah, from Jerry. I was almost going to call him your co-host because he was so effective at the beginning there with his insights. But yeah.
Jerry's pretty fabulous.
Yes. Well, pass my thanks to Jerry because I'm not sure I'll see him here again. But anyway, good job, everybody. And I'm going to bid you all good night.
Thank you for joining us, Don.
All right. Bye now.
Good night.
If there's no other questions or things that people want guidance on, I might wrap up. All right.
Yeah, I would have to play with it for a while before I came up with the questions. And you know I will.
Oh, I know you will. So then I'm going to close the recording aspect, and that means I'll stay on for a little bit longer. But for those of you who are watching the recording after the fact, I appreciate you joining us today. And if you do have any questions, you're welcome to send me a message. I'll be more than happy to help you out. So thanks for joining us.